Hi, I'm Jeff Maturo. Welcome to RCTV Live.
Yes, I'm Mike Boylan.
We've got a great program today, just going through our favorite Extreme RC Cars magazine.
Yep.
Boy,
awesome.
They got great product reviews, tech tips, very informative magazine.
Yeah, and I'm actually sitting here, you caught me, I was reading the editorial insight by Derek, and always, it's funny and tells it like it is.
Whether you like it or not, he doesn't sugarcoat a thing. He'll tell you exactly what's on his mind.
No, and just like the state of Georgia, he's got big pecans.
Although we've never seen him and don't want to.
You never been to Georgia? It's beautiful.
No, I've been to Georgia. I haven't seen Derek's pecans.
Tamiya Plastic Model Company, first in quality around the world. A born natural. The Toyota automobile firm and their Celica Group B rally racer have dominated the famous African Safari Rally for 3 consecutive years, from 1984 through 1986, proving that their automotive technology can take the abuse this race provides. Tamiya's radio control version of this racer was designed with this same rally concept for on and off-road running, just like its full-size counterpart. The tremendous power produced by the RX 540VZ Technigold motor is smoothly transmitted to all.
I just got on eBay. I took a look at one of these cars. $899 for one use. That's $899 US.
Batteries often goes overlooked is discharging these little guys. Believe it or not, when you're done running these batteries, you need to discharge them, okay? Doesn't seem like it makes sense, but you got to. The reason why is you want these guys to last. Some of you are spending good money for these batteries. If you discharge a battery when you're done using it, it's going to last double, 3 times as long as it would have if you don't. Another reason you want to discharge these batteries is these chargers will false peak. Probably happened to you before. If you're racing, it's happened. Batteries take a good 30, 40, 50 minutes to charge. If you don't discharge a battery, they develop a memory in them and they will not fully charge. So you're not going to get maximum performance out of your battery if you don't discharge it. So that's a big step in backyard bashing or on the street. How do you discharge it? Well, there's 2 ways. Simply, you can, if you're starting out with this like great charger from Novak, the Ionic, it has a built-in discharger. When you're done running, you come in, hook it up, hit start, it'll discharge it down to 0 volts and you're good to go. If you're racing, you might see these in the magazine like Extreme RC. You have these discharge trays right here. Some are pretty fancy. This little guy right here is Tekin. You pop the battery in when you're done running it, lights up all 4 cells. And that's telling you each cell's discharging individually. The concept behind this is if you bring down each cell one at a time, it'll more equalize the battery. However, if you're bashing on the street, you'll never see the performance gain. You might not even see it if you're racing, but it's just that little bit of edge. Brings the battery down the same thing as the Ionic does, but it brings down each cell individually. Third way you can do it, which I did back in
industry itself has seen is batteries.
Oh yeah, batteries.
It's changing. We're in a constant state of evolution.
Well, subseas when I started were 1,200 milliamp.
How many years ago was that?
There's a few.
Yeah, so we're talking back in the
Back
80s.
when, before Alf.
Wow,
Remember
that's
Alf?
Elf. I do remember Elf, the little brown guy.
Yeah, no, that was Bob, our cameraman.
I do.
Sorry,
Sorry, Bob.
Hey, what's
He
Neil
said
doing
it.
over there?
I don't know.
Anyways,
These guys, bada bing.
check this out, Jeff. 1,200 battery.
Yeah,
Now we're talking 4,200.
right.
And that's 3,000 milliamps in that same size battery.
Well, you know what? We're doing a whole show on batteries today.
Yeah, pretty much electric.
And if you want to see where the industry's going or hear where the industry's going and kind of predict what it's going to be like in the future, we were lucky enough to get Jeff Rowe, the owner and operator of ProMatch Racing Batteries, on the phone. Had a great conversation with him, and I think you're going to love what he had to say.
Yeah, enjoy it. Pro match. Mine's bigger.
I'm on the phone with Jeff Rowe from ProMatch Racing. Jeff, we appreciate you being here.
Thanks.
We've seen a lot of change in batteries we use for the hobbies, in particular C-size nickel metal hydrides and their capacity. Just how much energy can battery companies fit into the same size cell?
Well, it's my opinion that we're probably approaching the maximum capacity. I think people have noticed over the years that the can size is getting slightly larger as the capacities are being increased. Manufacturers are stretching the limits to try to stay within the ROAR guidelines. But I believe that the capacity will top out somewhere close to 5,000.
How far off is that away?
I would say that within the next year or two, we'll probably max out within the guidelines that are currently in place by ROAR. So I would say maybe a year or two off from that capacity.
Okay. At what point do you see the industry turning to LiPos or ROAR approving them?
As far as ROAR approving them, I think that process will probably take some time, and it may happen slowly over the years. As brushless was first introduced, ROAR kind of shunned that idea, in the motor department. But now there is a class specifically set aside for that, and I think the same thing is going to happen with the LiPos, where they'll have a class where they allow the LiPos to be used, and then slowly they'll be phased in. Maybe over the next 5 years.
Okay, getting back to the nickel metal hydrides, what do you recommend for charging, for the charging and care of the current crop of batteries?
Well, the latest generation of nickel metal hydride cells are a little bit more finicky, not necessarily with the charge rate, but with the peak detection settings. What we see as a matcher is once the temperature seems to ramp up very quickly once the charge nears a certain point at completion of the charge, and the drop back in voltage is much slower than it used to be with the NiCad, so the settings have to be quite a bit lower than they would be with, say, a NiCad cell, and they will go into an overcharge condition quite a bit sooner. But generally, for most of the
It was a great interview, Mike. Woo! What the heck are you drinking?
Well, that was a good interview, but man,
It was a good interview.
Look at this, man. 24. They got NASCAR soda, man. Jeff Gordon energy drink.
Hey, and it's from Pepsi.
I know
we gotta love it.
We love Pepsi, but man, this stuff makes me put up with you all day.
Oh, lucky man. I better drink a whole case of it then.
Man, if you want to work, I tell you what, I've heard more RC car guys work in their garage until 3 in the morning with products like this, man. You could be Jeff Gordon. You can be a champ. You can go out there and
Go play in the street with scissors.
No.
Well, no, we're kidding.
We don't advocate that.
Hold on a second. Pepsi doesn't advocate that, and either does RCTVLive.com.
No, as long as we have
That's bad for you.
As long as we have a disclaimer.
Yeah,
that
bad.
These are professionals.
These were professional people that ran with the steak knives. Don't.
But anyway, great interview, Jeff.
Hey, great interview, great show. We always love coming into your home. Thank you, especially those of you in Europe and across the United States. Thanks for having us.
I can't believe the overseas people. And
we can't believe it either. Thanks.
Here, there's
watching. What is this?
Extreme. Don't forget to mail one of these out. Get your
I love it.